Good morning, everyone, and a happy new week to you. I just left the shelter, and I got to say it was one of the most fun shelter experiences that I've had since I've been hiking solo again. There were several people at the shelter. Fancy Man is a young man who is doing a flip-flop. Now, he's already done the southern section. His flip-flop's a little different than mine. Now he's doing the section from Katahdin, Sobo, to wherever he left off. There were two older gentlemen, and by older, one of them was 75, who are doing a section. And then there was Bridger from the Czech Republic, who's already done the CDT and the PCT. And when he finishes up, and it won't take him long to finish the AT, he's cranking out 18-mile plus days. He'll be a triple crowner. All of that's very, very cool. In addition, the second group of young ladies, not the ones that were 14 and 15, but the ones that were older, came into camp a little bit earlier yesterday, around 6 or 7, instead of 9 o'clock, which is what they did the night before. So it was a full campsite. The shelter was very, very cool. Interesting conversation. But now not only a new week, but a new day begins. The completion marker, August 14th, 1937. This CCC created the final link. Take a look at the distance. At that time, it was 2,054 miles through reroutes, over time. This year's distance, the official distance, 2,197.4 miles. Very, very cool. I don't know whether that's accurate or not, but that indicates 200 miles to go. 100 of that is the 100-mile wilderness. This may be one of the few views today. Spaulding Mountain had no views. Haven't gotten to the Crockers yet, but I was told by a Sobo that there are no views from atop of them. So this may be it. But it is a lovely view. This is the south branch of the Carabasset River. On high flow days, this can be a very dangerous river crossing. Fortunately for me, today the river is very low and it was an easy rock hop. But you can imagine what it would be like if the water were a foot or two deeper. Glad I crossed it today. If this is correct, then that means there's 197.4 miles to Katahdin. Hello, I'm taking a little lunch break, and I thought I would show you, the kinds of things I would eat on trail. And if you're wondering about the fashion statement, I am wearing my buff over my ears because the flies and mosquitoes keep buzzing around my ears, and I really hate that. So yes, it's kind of a unique fashion statement. But anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around so that you have an idea of what fine dining is like on trail. So what did I start off with? Well, you got the ever popular tortillas. These are 170 calories. Combine that with some wonderful Spam singles, just one, 230 calories. That is a whopping 400 calories. Now, would I eat Spam at home? Of course not, but on trail, it's rather good. Also had one of these little cranberry health mix packs. It's a part of a variety pack that comes from Costco. Now, it is only 170 calories, Normally I try to stick to things that are 200 calories or more, but they're just so darn good. Now, because I'm so hungry, I'm thinking about having another roll-up, but because I ate my last Spam packet, I'm thinking about having a peanut butter roll-up. So once again, the tortilla is 170 calories, and this is 190 calories per 2 tablespoons. And I will definitely put at least 2 tablespoons on my tortilla. In addition to that, there are other snacks. Grandma's cookies, they are very good. They are, I think the total is in the high 300s if you eat both cookies. So I'll probably save that for a snack later, but that just gives you an idea of what fine dining is on your lunch break on trail. The trail behind me. The trail before me. I'm about 4/10 of a mile from the parking lot where I'm going to get picked up and be taken to the hostel I'm staying at tonight, the Hostel of Maine. Summited 3 mountains and kind of skirted a 4th one. Spaulding Mountain, Sugarloaf, did not, really kind of hiked around it. And then North and South Crocker. Very few sites, particularly with North and South Crocker. They were both over 4,000 feet, but they really didn't have any views. But there were a few views that I showed you today. I actually hiked farther than I intended. My original plan was to do the Crockers tomorrow as a Nero and then go to the hostel. But by the time I got to basically the place I would have stopped had I done that, it was much, much, much too early in the day. So I went ahead and did North and South Crocker. And then I called the hostel to see whether they could move my reservation up a day today instead of tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. I may or may not do some video from the hostel, but now I'm going to do that 4/10 of a mile and enjoy a 0 tomorrow. I hope my resupply box is there because it's got some important things in it. I'll show you them tomorrow if it's there. And if I don't see you later tonight, then it's been a good day of hiking, and I will see you tomorrow. But I might see you later tonight. Back in Hanover, which wasn't all that long ago, I showed you my new shoes, and I showed you how beat up my old ones were. Now, those old ones had over 700 miles on them, and the new shoes were, well, brand spanking new. These are those shoes. With a little over 200 miles, the White Mountains and the Mahoosucs, well, they made them what they look like right now. So fortunately, once again, in my resupply box, I have some brand spanking new shoes. These will get me to Katahdin and hopefully far beyond that. Good morning, everyone. I'm here at the Hostel of Maine. I was going to slack pack this morning, but that did not pan out for a number of reasons. So instead of slack packing and staying another night in the hostel, I'm hitting the trail with a full pack because of the resupply, and I will be climbing the last 4,000 footers until Katahdin. I had hoped to do it with a day pack rather than a full pack, but these are the things that happen on the trail, and you just have to make adjustments. So, hitting the trail again, and a new day begins. At least once I'm back on trail. So I just got dropped off. Maybe you'll be able to hear a car go by because the road's not that far away. I'm starting later than I normally do, about 2 hours later. And I've got 2 4,000 footers to climb. So I'm not quite sure how far I'm going to go today. Not slack packing has really caused me to readjust my schedule. But I don't think it's going to throw me off too much. I'll just have to adjust mileage elsewhere. And once I get over the Bigelows, the terrain will be a lot more favorable. But you know, that's what you have to do. You have to adjust to the trail because the trail does not adjust to you. So hopefully there might be some nice views from the Bigelows, because there weren't views from the last 4,000 footers I climbed. But here we go. This is the Bigelow Horn. I still have to go over the Bigelows. It's been a very challenging day, not the least of which was my late start. But while it is not currently raining, it was raining earlier. You can see the clouds in the air. Still a very pretty view. I'm at Bigelow Mountain, West Peak. It is entirely socked in. Occasionally, the mist will clear up and you will see a view. But this is my hiking today. I'm at the top of Bigelow Avery, and it is as socked in as Bigelow West. I gotta be honest with you, these peaks were not the hardest 4,000 footers that I climbed. They certainly weren't the easiest either. They were definitely challenging, but no payoff, no beautiful views. And I understand the views are magnificent, particularly from Avery. If I'm not mistaken, you can see Catan from here. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, since there's nothing to see, I'm gonna push on. This is kind of neat. I've got to go through that to get to the tent site that I'm staying at. Good morning, everybody. I'm back on trail after hiking the 0.3 side trail from the tent site. I'm not really sure what today's going to bring. I have to hike up Little Bigelow Mountain, then it's largely downhill from there. I'm hoping that the trail is cruisy enough that I can make up for lost mileage yesterday, but we'll have to see. Anyway, a new day begins. This little side trail is supposed to give you an outstanding view of the Bigelows. As you can see, it's socked in again today. So I'm not sure what kind of views, if any, we're going to have. A little bit of a view. Haven't had much today, so I'll take it. Well, good morning. Maybe kind of, sort of. When Maggie puts together this week, it'll probably be the most boring video. No vistas, well, none that you could see for the past 2 days. Last night, it rained all night. My clothes never really dried. I put on wet shoes and socks and pretty much everything else this morning. It's supposed to rain off and on today. Hopefully it won't. There's not really that many views expected today. I am hoping to get to the Kennebec River for the crossing before they shut down for the day. Otherwise, that will put me back even more. I'm still trying to make up miles from the failed slack packing, and we'll see how it goes. But a new day begins. This is East Carry Pond. And this is East Carry Pond Beach. Sometimes hikers will stop and they will go swimming. I have miles to do, however, so I will move on. You also occasionally will see moose in the pond. No moose today. I just had a stream crossing that came up to mid-thigh, a little farther up before the rapids. I didn't show it because I'm in a hurry to get to the Kennebec River crossing. It's by canoe, and the last crossing is at 2 o'clock. If I don't get there before 2, basically today, well, I still will have put on the miles, but I will not have accomplished what I want to accomplish today. So, put down phone and get moving. So that is the Kennebec River that I got rowed across. It's a shame there's not another hiker, waiting to come across. I would video that, but I couldn't video because I helped paddle. But that is a major crossing. The canoe actually has a blaze on it. It is considered part of the trail, but this is kind of a major high point crossing the Kennebec. And I pushed really, really hard to get here. The last ferry across is 2 o'clock. I got here at 12:30. I was pushing it. All right, so I don't usually look like this for an end of the day video. I hesitate to call it a Nero because I did 14 miles to the Kennebec River and had the canoe ferry over. I was soaking wet, and I've been soaking wet for basically 3 days. So I am doing, a Nero, even though I did 14 miles at the Sterling Inn. It's not a zero. I'm back on trail tomorrow. I washed my clothes. It's amazing what a joy it is to do that. I aired out my comforter, crawling into, you can't even call it a bed, you're a sleeping pad at night, and your comforter is damp. That's not pleasurable. That was, a couple of nights running. Aired it out, it's dry, I'm clean, so it's just nice to do that. So back on the trail tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Good morning, I'm back on the trail. It is supposed to be a hot one today. Mid-80s, high humidity. So I've got a couple of possibilities. One is 14 and a half miles away. The other is 18.7. If it's as hot as it's supposed to be, my money's on the 14. I would love to do the 18, but not if sweat is going to be pouring off me. So we'll see how it goes. A new day begins. Another little mountain stream that was easy to cross because the water level is low. Also a good source of water if you need it. Only a couple of mountains, small, meaning less than 3,000 feet, to go before the flat cruisy stretch into Monson. But you get climbs like this. Just to remind you, this is the AT. A very nice view. About 2/10 or so from the peak of the mountain. So it's a great place to stop and have some lunch. Another stream crossing. I'll let you know on the other side whether my feet are dry or not. My suspicion is they probably won't be. We'll see. There was one wobbly stone, but I actually got across with dry feet. Not too bad. Okay, I'm about 1/10 of a mile from the shelter. Today was a difficult day because of the heat. Mid 80s. I did have a climb in the morning, and the combination of heat and a climb just saps your energy. And, you know, the heat was with me all day. Wasn't a bad day, 14.7 miles. So got the miles in, but wow, it was hard. Tomorrow's supposed to be another hot day. I was hoping to do 18 miles. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. The day starts with actually the last climb up Moxie Bald. If I am able to knock that out early and feel good for the rest of the day, we'll see. I might get the 18. But, you know, I have a feeling it's going to be another 15-mile day or so. But nonetheless, today is just about done. Hot day, hard day, but a good day. And I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, and a very early good morning. It's before 6 o'clock. I don't know if I can do 18 miles today, but I'm sure going to give it a shot. Anyway, it's supposed to be hot today, so hiking in the morning, you know, is going to be relatively cool. So the first thing I have is actually a mountain to climb. And then how the trail goes after that will determine whether I can do the 18 miles or not. But anyway, a new day begins. Some baby fishies swimming in the stream that I'm about to cross. Not even taking my shoes off. They'll dry out as I walk. Once again, here's my crossing. Think I can get over without getting my feet wet? I don't think so. So the worst that I got was knee deep, which wasn't too bad. But the black flies were biting while I was crossing. And it was hard to concentrate on keeping my footing and getting those pesky things off of me. But I'm across and we continue on. I know you can't see it very well through the trees, but I've been hiking for a few miles now next to this river as I'm hustling to get into Monson, Maine. The hiking's a little challenging, it's a little warm, but the sound of rushing water I've always found very nice. Yes, another stream crossing. Fortunately, this one's very slow moving, but I do understand it tends to get up to your knees. Got to get across. I'm exhausted. I really pushed today to get to Monson. I'm 3/10 of a mile away from the parking lot where I will get picked up. But I had geared myself up for a little over an 18-mile day. When I called the hostel, Shaw's, and told them that I'm at the time a little over a mile and a half from a particular road, they said they don't do pickups there. They do pickups from Main 15, which added more than 3 miles to my day, making my total day 22 miles. I can count on one hand the number of 20s that I've done. I can count on one hand the number of days in the 18-mile range. I am toast. This has been a long day. And the last part of it has been kind of boggy and kind of buggy. It wasn't a nice and cruisy 3 miles to the pickup point. But only 3/10 of a mile to go. Just about done for the day. Whether I do any clips from Shaw's or not, we shall see. If not, I will see you tomorrow. But I may see you later tonight. Who knows? Oh, by the way, it's almost 6 o'clock, and the last pickup is at 6 o'clock. So I really had to hustle to get here. I'm actually going to be, about 20 minutes early, but, I'm not used to 22-mile days. After a long and challenging day, this was a sight to behold. Thank you, Trail Magic. So I'm at Shaw's, and I'm going to say young woman because younger than me, almost everyone is. The young woman who checked me in, her trail name is Altitude, is from Delaware, originally. She is a Caesar Rodney grad. So not only is she a Delawarean, but, born and raised in Dover. So kind of cool.